Hey there, Facebook family and friends.
Happy
It's Danny Harrell
Sunday.
and Shantae Harrell. Hope you're having a great Sunday.
Were you setting me up? Yes.
I wasn't setting you up for
Your
anything.
Sunday was awesome.
Bumps that spike.
I saw that you named this today at 7:22. Do you remember 7:20? Did you ever go to 7:22?
No, but I thought about you when I named that.
Did you? You thought about me? Why'd you think about me?
I dated this girl in college one time who used to go to 722.
7:22 used to be an awesome young adults worship service at North Point. It was me.
Cuz, what's up? Cousin Jennifer. I don't even realize. Look how those look sloppy. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's the reason that we are sloppy.
Teresa,
Not that
good
we're
to see you
22
this
minutes
evening.
late.
Glad that y'all are here. There's a chance that we're a few minutes late because I may or may not have fallen asleep in the chair. I don't know how long I was asleep. How long was I asleep?
I don't know because.
Did you fall asleep? I woke up and the TV channel
Just for a minute.
it had gone from Camp Anawana or Camp Kikiwaka to what's it all called?
Pro wrestling, because that's what Luke's watching right now.
No, the Thundermans.
Oh, Captain Man.
Captain Man. I was way off.
Listen,
Yo,
we
yo.
watch all the kid shows, and we
I
were
know
like,
that.
you know what? Keep it on this vibe, and we're
Keep it on this vibe, and we're gonna crash in this chair. I just crashed in the chair. She was on the couch, and it was good. Jenny, good to see you tonight.
just for a few.
We're
minutes.
consoling our youngest child.
Oh man,
Fell asleep a couple of hours ago, actually, when we got home. And when he fell asleep crying hard because he said, quote, "I will never be able to do a backflip on the trampoline again." When I asked for clarification, he said it's because he tried it 3 times and wasn't able to do it. Fell asleep saying, "I'll only do front flips for the rest of my life." The boy slept for like 2 or 3 hours,
Well, a
just
while.
woke up.
First thing he said, "Mommy, I can't do backflips anymore."
He did. He said, "I can't do them." His life is over.
Meanwhile, he's only been
Always,
able to.
Jennifer.
He only did his first backflip 24 hours ago.
Yesterday at Nally Blake's
He
house.
just learned to do it, so he's having a hard life. I told Danny that if I
It's
had
been
to
a hard day.
if I had to confirm right now that for the rest of my life I would only do front lip flips.
He would do it.
I'm good with that. I think I
She's
can,
a front flip kind of girl.
I can come to
Well, I
terms
think our
with
flipping
the
days
fact
are over.
that I'm okay with it. It would not devastate me in the least. But he's
Why don't you go try it real quick?
no.
I'll take the
He's
laptop out.
feeling pretty distraught.
We shouldn't make fun of him because it's sad. But his life is very real. And then, so he was sleeping inside. Shantae may or may not have been taking a nap also at that time. So I took the other 2 kids outside. We're throwing a little baseball. Luke's going to be playing baseball in a couple weeks. And somehow, like, Luke missed a ball. Went to pick the ball up. Got distracted by his words, lizard
Lizard.
on the tree. Went to touch the lizard, missed the lizard. His thumb, which his nail's pretty much
I don't
gone,
understand.
missed, got a shard of bark under his nail,
This is why you don't bite your nails. This is the lesson. I think
lost
this is the
it.
lesson.
He
All I
lost
know
it.
is I don't know what happened.
He came over to me and was like, "Dad, I got this on my nails. That's fine. I can pull it out." I went to pull it out. Game changer. And then his nose started bleeding profusely in the same. It was like, boo
If
boo.
you've seen our kids for 5 minutes, somebody's nose starts
It's a
bleeding.
mess.
This is not
It is a disaster.
not an uncommon thing. I don't know. I think they inherited it from me. I know they did. This is a
My
a
nose
Stewart.
bled when I was a kid, but
We
kinda
passed
brought that
this
on
down
myself.
straight through the whole family line, and I don't know how to stop it, but it is pretty consistent. So if you're
It
ever
is
with our kids
consistent.
and somebody's nose starts bleeding, don't freak
it's a
out.
natural thing. It happens all the time.
It's very common.
There's blood on the driveway right now.
think
And our
if they get
biggest thing is always
upset
like,
at
lean
all,
forward,
it's
don't get on
happening.
your shirt.
Now we're like, get off the sofa. Don't sit on the rug. They know it has nothing to do with their
Has nothing to do with
well-being.
theirs.
It's
It's
just
true.
don't ruin anything. But no, I don't know. I thought he was gonna say, like I dove to catch a ball and then this piece of bark.
Something kind of
No,
manly.
no. He said he saw a lizard on a tree.
Saw a lizard. When it touched
Scratched
the
the
lizard,
tree.
bark under the thumbnail. I mean, that's a game changer.
It's a hard life.
Jennifer Papal did fall asleep in the chair, and so did my dad. I mean, it's just a good Harold man thing to do. Just fall asleep in a chair.
It was really maybe like 5 minutes.
I felt like I
Seriously.
dozed off just
I
for a
think
little
it
bit.
was maybe 5
I woke up to my daughter saying, "Daddy, it's 7:00. You missed your video." I was like, "Wow, that's very real, very brutally honest." So, hey, Don Smith in the Smith house. I had an envelope. Did you give me that envelope today?
No,
It was about
Nope.
do a testimony or
no,
something.
it's for me.
Perfect. I didn't open it.
Nope.
I
it's not
did
for
throw
you.
away a ton of paperwork that Shanti had taken to school on behalf of another student today, and I felt terrible.
Y'all, okay.
That's snoring though, Jennifer. It's my life.
This,
CPAP,
it is
changed
our
my
life.
I'm not gonna lie.
On Wednesday, this sweet child at Morgan County High School gave me a stack of papers and said, "Miss Harrell, I know that you're I know you know about research. And I was like, I do. She goes, I'm doing research also, and I was wondering if you'd help me pass out these surveys to some parents at your church.
That's amazing. Sonya's such a good teacher. Changing lives.
She's not even
Dawn,
my
your wife
student.
knows.
She's not my student.
Changing lives.
I said, oh man, yeah, plenty of people will be there tonight. Give me as many as you need and I'll get them filled out. Well, my fault. I forgot. They sat in my car Wednesday night. I'm sorry, Annabelle. It's my fault.
And
Then,
can you say her name? Is it like some
first
OSHA
name.
code or something?
First name. Anyway. So I had him very clearly. I told Danny about him. Showed him the 2 sets of papers. Stuck them in the Bible on the front row of the church this morning. Inside a Bible. I thought that would be...
I don't remember
I
any
thought
of that.
that was
I
like
remember I found
code
the Bible.
for don't throw these away. And then, I don't know, 45 minutes later, as soon as band practice was over, I went to grab them so I could find a few friends to help me out. I said, Danny, where are those stack of papers? He threw them out. He threw them away.
Bad.
Gone.
We tried, Shantae. It's just not meant to be, Annabelle Jackson.
Sorry, girl. It's not her last name.
No, her last name is. We'll try to make that up to you, kid. We're going to try. But it was, man. I tried that one. Aside from that, had a lovely Sunday, aside from throwing away somebody's research data. But I am sorry about that, kid. I am sorry.
We'll
for
fix
that
it.
one.
It's
We'll get
fixable. It's fixable. Listen.
We'll get it remedied. If anyone works on
There's-
heating and air, our children's room this morning, before the
What?
48 kids went in there, was 58 degrees. Like the heat's just,
What is happening?
it's just gone. I don't know. We've tried all kinds of stuff and on the building. We got to figure that out.
They look like
So,
they're having plenty of fun.
You want to tell them about our kid?
Nathaniel won the floss challenge.
That's
I don't
what we
know.
did in
That's a
Sunday school
dance
today.
competition, if you didn't know. And we have a cute little video of him. Actually, the other kid actually was doing the floss officially, but he
Nathaniel's
won with
smaller,
cuteness
cuter.
award. Yeah,
I
kindergarten
think so.
kicked in, and he won. Natalie said she went to make sure the kids were ready to walk to the baptism,
Mm-hmm.
and when she got there, the teacher just went 48. Like, save us.
So many kids.
You can
So-
imagine being in that room, 48 kids.
And then Oliver Wiltshire, it's Oliver and Hannah Wiltshire were the teachers today. Phenomenal teachers. And Hannah said at some point that a couple of the 4th, 5th grade boys were like, I don't want to do a dance. This is lame. We just want to fight. And she said, that's cool because Oliver is also like a triple
He's
black
like
belt.
he's
in
an
legit
expert.
stuff. So he did some. And
So
they learned
now
about
they have-
Jesus in there too. Somehow they did learn about the Lord.
Well, here's the thing with that age group. It's a wide range of ages, first of all.
I know.
Kindergarten to 5th.
It's a wide range.
So you only have those attention spans for a few minutes at a time. You got to break
get
it
'em
up
while you
with
got it.
brain breaks, as they're called. And those are the 2 best brain breaks I've heard of in a long time.
Feels really good.
I don't know if it's Taekwondo or what. Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu maybe? He'll know.
He'll tell us.
Oliver,
But,
if you're watching this, I'm
I
sorry I said
know.
it wrong.
I know it's a big difference. I don't know the difference as much as I should. But they were killing it in there with 48 kids. I am a certified high school teacher, and I would be intimidated in that room.
48 kids for an hour and a half is a long time. Very intimidating. Especially when we had lots of stuff going on down the building. Y'all, we brought Tommy McFarland on as a lead team member today. Great man. And baptized a couple of young adults, their children. But the Mestress kids, that was really, really sweet.
Sweet kids.
Man, Xander, if you're watching this, brother, if your mom and dad are, I'm sorry, I went back with some force in that baptism. Like,
His little feet went.
it's like went straight up. I saw the pictures later of mom and dad, and they were like, in the next picture, they went, because I was like, I'm getting him under the water all the way. And I did get him under the water all the way, just
Covered.
with a little force, and legs went up. So,
They
my
were
bad,
cute.
dude.
They were sweet.
Very, very
They
sweet.
were so. Both of them. You're like, did you want to hold your nose? Like,
I was like, well, maybe go and do that.
You
I
wanna
was
do
trying
that
to give him
now?
a heads up before I dunked him under the water.
Sweet kids. Good,
It was really good.
Sunday.
Good Sunday. Hope y'all had a good Sunday. Everybody doing okay on there? I mean, quiet. Upstate New York,
Upstate New York.
Bostwick, all over the place. Our kids are on winter break this week, and the wife is on winter break this week. So
Yes, it's the best. It's the best thing to be on a break.
they're very excited about it.
We are. It's much needed. We're ready. The fact that I don't have to get up tomorrow and wake up and go bring 3 kids to school.
5
and
o'clock
all
is not
things,
that bad.
It is that bad. It's exactly as bad as you think. Every single day.
Not
Once I'm
tomorrow.
up, I'm good, but not tomorrow. I'm
tomorrow.
excited.
You're not setting an alarm or anything, are you?
No, ma'am, no, sir.
Whatever works. Tim, it was so good to see you today, my friend. And your brother was there. Tim's brother was there.
Oh, I missed it. That's
Really cool.
That's awesome. I'm
Tim,
glad he was there.
it was really good to see you, man. I even gave Tim, he said, you gave me a shout out. at Stalby's because that's where Tim and I always eat. It's my favorite spot.
I walked back
One of my
in.
favorite spots.
I walked back in when you said Stalby's. I didn't
Yep.
know exactly what you were talking about, but kids are on break in New York too.
Look at Donald. When I saw this man feet come out, I said, "Boy, Dave's doing a great job baptizing this one." Donald, I mean, I pushed him back because at first I felt a little hesitation. He
Sometimes
trusts
when
the
they're
Lord.
really little,
like,
that
I'm-
happens
I'm
because
going in.
they're really little. Like if they're tiny, kindergarten, first grade. Sometimes they're just
And
float.
and these kids
But
are like
they-
in that perfect in between stage because they were on a stool.
But they don't
didn't
really
really need the stool, but we put the stool, so there was a lot of buoyancy. There was a lot of gravity taking place.
The stool has evolved over the time, and I think it's doing a great job with the.
I think it's
The
making
concrete
baptisms
filler.
more memorable. Like people really look
We
forward to
could
it.
go into business marketing baptism supplies for churches that don't have baptistries. I think at this point we've perfected it.
We've done a great job.
The baptism team at Lake Point is on point.
Baptism. I think so.
We need to market the cement stool.
the Smith stool because it was good stuff.
Cement stool and the horse trough. When these kids grow up and they're like, "Where were you baptized?" We're like, in the river? No,
in a horse trough with a
on
cement
top
block.
of a cement block.
That
stool.
sounds dangerous. Yeah, that sounds dangerous. Jimmy, it's not too cold out here today.
That was my
A little bit-
favorite
little bit
thing. And then
warmer.
this morning, how you had people thinking we handled snakes back in the day.
Man, I was all over
Because
the place.
you
That was a crazy
just
sermon.
randomly pulled that out of thin air and then didn't explain that that's the name of the equipment for
I
sound.
don't know why people come to
I know
Lakeland
a lot of
because the
people
preaching.
know that's what it is. But then the lady sitting beside me, she was like, "I was really glad you said that because I was thinking, wait, did he just say snake?"
We're all over the place.
Danny was reminiscing about the good old James Madison Inn days, and we did. Did we? Tell me this. Did we run that one time, or we had to run it every?
It was
Sunday?
run at first. We run it back and forth.
That's what I
But
thought.
then Dennis Lemaster or somebody ran
Like
it
wired
through the
it
wall.
through. So a snake is a bundle of cables, so you don't have to run each individual, I guess, input to the soundboard is my understanding. And it's called a snake because you have to snake it through the wall or under the floor. Well, we for a long time didn't do that. We just had it was taped to
Yep,
the
duct
carpet
taped to the
and
carpet.
then up onto
You're
the stage.
classy.
It was very classy. But then eventually we ran it through the post and around. And that's truly when it's a snake. But Danny didn't explain any of that. He just said every Sunday we would run the snake.
And people's faces were responding just like you would think. Some preacher talking about running snakes. They were
So,
like, the
like,
stereotypes
what-
are true. I knew you guys were crazy.
I rarely speak out
Tommy,
loud.
yeah,
This
it
was
was good.
first service. In second service, did you talk about second
I
service? Or
did.
yeah,
I
you
clarified
explained it.
better though the whole time. Yeah.
That scared me.
There was a snake coming in. It was a dog.
No, it's the dog. But if we talk about snakes for long, I'm going to get a little. No, we've never handled snakes as a church, thankfully.
We're as a family. I get it anyway. We don't handle them anyway.
We've never handled snakes in any capacity. I have no interest in anything to do with snakes. But
Jenny, I hope the kids have a great time at Grandma's. That is fantastic. And I think if we could figure out a way to put a seatbelt on that center block, it would change lives.
seatbelt.
On 3. Tommy, we did have
oh,
that baby
we
snake.
did have a baby snake that night.
That's
oh,
right,
I
Michelle.
forgot, Michelle. Those were the memories.
That's true.
We have a lot of memories at James Madison Inn. We used to cook out on Wednesday nights
We
with the
did.
grill.
Eddie would bring his grill.
Bring the grill and cook out.
Shana would pick up pizzas from that pizza place. It was good. That was a good time. We had like 12 of us, 14. What's wrong?
Just Mr. Tom. Love that pizza.
Michelle, Tom Dunn.
I'm not laughing at
And
him.
that
I
pizza,
would tell
and
him
that
if he was
2 liter?
sitting right here that he would grab himself a pizza and a 2-liter for
Large
himself.
pizza. Michelle, it's true though. I mean, it is true.
If you think I'm just making fun of him, I'm not. He's
We
a
loved him.
friend
I
of mine.
had wings. I
mean,
had so many meals with Tom. We drove all over. But I gave him a hard time eating the large pizza. I was like, Tom went through the box. I was like, oh, he's done for later. It was gone. It was okay. Oh, man, I miss Tom. Tom's a good guy.
Those are good memories in that basement. I don't miss any of the 3 flights of stairs and all the signs. Every Sunday we would go and collect.
Kids
all
would
the
run
signs.
up and do the.
And the elevator,
Elevator.
that was very slow. It's
Yeah.
a very slow elevator.
And I hadn't eaten
to
Town
the kids.
220 cents. Somebody gave us,
I
it was a
haven't-
2-liter Dart and Mountain Dew. Somebody for Christmas Eve one time, because we were at the Town 220, was right above the church building, the auditorium, and somebody gave us a gift card to Town 220. I was like, perfect. I've never eaten there. Let's go for
Christmas
Christmas Eve.
Eve.
It's open. Took the kids.
Wow.
That was not a place for like
Not
a
our
5-year-old and a 3-year-old kind of.
No, I think I was pregnant that year.
You were pregnant
with
with somebody.
Nathaniel.
Yeah.
That
We
was
learned.
not our best parenting decision.
We failed.
The kids were ordering like lobster mac and
Right,
cheese.
look at this. It was a wonderful meal. Fantastic
Oh,
meal.
man.
Oh, Jennifer, here we go. I should see.
If they're traumatized and pretend to not get them right now.
Jennifer, it was perfect. I did. I felt Jennifer, you were there. You were right up front. So, what do you think? Honestly, in the baptism was absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It was the stool. That's the part that I think.
I
think we could have gone, Jennifer. We could have gone either way on the stool. And then we're on the stool. I mean, he went back, and I didn't even see the legs because it's one of my favorite things I know when I get the chance to baptize a young person. But it's to watch. It's just beautiful, y'all. Watch him go into the water and up. It's just really it's of the Lord. But then when I came back up, everybody started telling me about the legs. I'd missed the legs because I was watching
I sent Jennifer some pictures, and I have some videos too, Jennifer. I just couldn't send it
so
through Messenger, but I'll get them to you. I always try to get a little front row.
Yeah, Shauna sits on the front row to be able to see that.
And I have a really sweet picture of all the kids up in there.
Man, that was cool.
I don't know why I have to get a picture every time.
My dad thought I held on for a while. That's right, Dad. That's it. It wasn't on purpose. It was we were going under the water.
Well, it was memorable at least.
Definitely memorable. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep that horse draw. But yeah, it was a good Sunday at church. This Wednesday night, y'all, we are not having Wednesday night service as winter break, so giving everybody a rest from that, primarily the food prep team. We've had over 150 the last couple Wednesdays.
We kept thinking it would die down, just it normally does.
Just
so far it has not, which is great. I think
wonderful.
It's awesome. Lots of fun. But
So
not this week.
Not this week. So I tried to make sure everybody knows. The last couple of times we've done that, somebody's shown up and it was like, that's awkward. But if you see somebody, they're asking about church Wednesday night.
No Wednesday night.
Not this Wednesday.
Sunday Fun Day is
this coming Sunday. Right? I mean,
yeah,
a week from today. And what we're going to do, I never really explained it well. It's in Athens at University of Georgia softball field. But Rain Williams, who is a Morgan County grad, George Walton grad, but lived in Morgan County, went to the church since she was middle school or high school. Georgia Southern is playing University of Georgia.
And she's on the Georgia Southern team.
So next Sunday, we're going to head out right after church and take the church van. If anybody wants to go, I'm going to check with her dad, Shane, to make sure there's a few extra tickets. Want to make sure they aren't sold out or anything. But we're going to have a really good time.
It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
So if you want to go, y'all, I'm planning on just being a relaxing. We'll jump in a van, head up. I don't know, get a hot dog. I guess they sell stuff there.
Tim McCarr said, maybe she one of those tight things with 6 legs.
Tim, we should do that in front of everyone too. Like, stool for you.
Wait a minute. I think you would have to have a stool though. We would be in the stool range.
Tim?
We're too short.
Do you have to have a stool to baptize somebody? To be
What
the
is the
baptizer?
height?
What is the height? The height's like 40.
You must be this tall to baptize.
Well, we could try, Tim.
Thankfully, that's
Tim, if
not
you had
in the
designed
Bible,
it up,
we would have missed
that
it.
would be hilarious. And I think really fun. We could do it.
Well, I think we have some good. Zoe was good. Xander, feet.
It's true.
We know.
Jennifer, what's the difference in inches? I mean, it's like it's a little bit there.
We've got some good information here.
We got some good things to go on.
The height of the stick.
That's the range in there. Oh, man.
I know. I can't wait to see this. It's going to be perfect.
I know what we'll be doing after this. We'll be going out watching that baptism video. No, because, yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. I like that, Tim.
That's smart. I love it. And it actually makes no sense. I think it is the height of the kid that makes the difference.
Yeah.
Height of the kid, height of the pastor.
Height of the pastor. That's on me. That's probably not changing a whole time anytime soon.
Oh, man.
Good Sunday. Good
Did
week.
you also reference 50 Cent in both services?
No,
I know.
that
was only once, right?
That was shameful. I'm sorry. I digressed.
I mean, I thought it was funny. We weren't here last week because it was Daddy-Daughter Dance and Danny's birthday and the Super Bowl.
It was a busy Sunday.
And we accidentally ended up at the youth Super Bowl party.
We
I
didn't.
know that's not how...
We met at the youth Super Bowl party because I said, hey, and I was driving the
was
church
not our
van
plan.
because my truck was in the shop. We were rolling.
Danny
we were
was in the
rolling
church
on last
van
week.
and had Caroline, and they were in Daddy-Daughter Dance attire, which was awesome.
We were fully dressed up.
I
full
had
suit.
picked up wings here at Lake Oconee, but ended up needing to drive Jack back.
Yeah, to meet with
And
the
so
students.
we said, hey, let's just
meet
bring
at
our
the youth
wings.
Super Bowl party.
Sure, why not?
Drop some kids, and we stayed.
And we ended up staying, some of us in Daddy-Daughter Dance. Some of us
Through
just
halftime.
eting wings. They didn't have wings. They had taco night, and we
No.
just like came in with our wings
crashed it
and
with our
crashed the
own food.
party. But then 50 Cent saying how shorty it's your birthday.
Oh, shorty,
and it was
is
like
your birthday.
perfect timing
It was just meant
for
to be.
Danny's birthday.
Yep.
And then he mentioned it in church. It was just
In
like
a
meant to
sermon.
be.
You're not going to get that in most places. And yet, again, people are coming back. So we're figuring that one out.
Miracle upon miracle.
Miracles.
All right, are we going to talk about Isaac?
Let's talk about Isaac. You're going to
or
be questions about the
Abraham or
Bible tonight.
Sarah?
Jot them on here for real. We'd love to answer a question or try. If we don't have an answer, we'll do our best.
There's
this
a chance that we don't have a lot of answers about child sacrifice in the time that Abraham lived. This is a tough one to just like jump into. But I will say, all of the nations around them, this was a very common thing. Mm-hmm. I've been listening through, we're into Leviticus now. Mm-hmm. There was a very specific religion surrounding Abraham and all the places that he lived in this part that we found out later on in Leviticus, Exodus and Leviticus, that these nations, one of the reasons that they were so strict about don't marry these people was that they were dealing in child sacrifice. Mm-hmm. So it's sad this is a part of this story, but it's actually different in this story that, of course, God never planned for Isaac to really be sacrificed. It was just a test. But then they were living amongst lots of people groups where that was happening.
Different. So, I mean, naturally today for the Lord.
Clearly, this is not a thing today, but
that's a good point.
Yeah, it was unfortunately commonplace in this area at this time.
It is interesting that Abraham and Sarah, before she passed, they were so. A lot of the folks in the Old Testament, when it came to their kids finding a spouse, were so big on naturally finding a spouse, not just from their
from within group, their own people.
It was less, I believe, less about race or creed, more about what the people actually believed, their background. Mm-hmm. So they did. They sent them back to find a spouse, Rebecca, from the hometown where people believed. But yeah, because they were living in in some ways it's similar to.
Abraham moved into a pagan area. So, and the Israelites later are heading back into the Promised Land, and the Promised Land's not empty. The Canaanites were there, and they had all these false gods that they sacrificed to, and all kinds of different things happening. But this is sort of all related to that. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the more uncomfortable stories to get into. Mm-hmm. But then I like the sermon how it kind of pointed out.
It was.
That was never the reason for the story. Was really just to mirror Jesus.
Right.
And there's so many.
Jesus was to come.
There's a lot of details that I never realized were such a parallel before this sermon.
There was a lot, and I had too many on the slides today. I even talked to the slide folks. They're like, "This is a lot of slides."
Cut one of the slides out. I noticed.
I didn't mean to. There were just too many. It was too many.
Maybe they were just like, I don't know.
But because I was trying to do a thing where I was reading the scripture and then highlighting things on the slides, showing the similarities. Like it was 3 days, just like Jesus was in the tomb 3 days. He carried the wood up the hill to be sacrificed, just like Jesus carried the cross, carried the sin.
I don't know where it went. Maybe just declined. Where'd you go?
Sorry, my phone was ringing. Don't know who that was. If you were calling me, I'll call you back. I didn't know it would pick up in here. Or it shuts the whole thing down.
I don't know. It's still live, it says. I hope.
We will see.
Yeah. No, we're good. You're good.
But yeah, so it's interesting to see that, all the similarities. And that happens a number of times, I think, in the Old Testament, where it's like a Christ figure. It's a picture of Jesus coming. But was it actually... also it was two birds, one stone. Because they were actually living it out and doing it live in that moment, while also being a picture of what Jesus was going to come to do. And I really hadn't, y'all. That was one of the neatest things of this story. And it's just an idea, but at the end, Isaac really isn't mentioned much until he's awaiting his bride. And there is a lot of similarity there between us being the church. The church is often called the bride of Christ, and as we're awaiting his return. In a way, he's waiting his return as well, because he says only the Father knows when he's coming back. So it is, I think, a lot of similarities there, which is just...
Right. I had never learned that before. You read about the story of Isaac, you don't really think about the fact that it fills in the details about his mom passes away and then Abraham sends his servant to go find Rebecca, but Isaac sort of just leaves off on the mountaintop. You know that he survives the sacrifice. And then that's it. You don't hear about him again until Rebecca. Yeah.
So. And there aren't many stories in the Bible either there's like Ruth and Boaz, but there aren't many stories of, they're in love. I have no doubt that there's a lot of love in the Bible, but like this type of love kind of thing, where people see each other and it's like, oh, I see them coming, and they're excited about seeing each other. So that was interesting. The other hard part of this story to me, naturally, is Hagar and Ishmael were kicked out. Y'all, that's just harsh. I don't know any other way around it. And there's other ideas. I have not studied it enough in the last recent weeks to give my synopsis of it. God promised a blessing. Some would say that Ishmael was also blessed and would become the father of many nations. I mean, there's different things there. But to me, just the fact that, I mean, there was jealousy in the family and hardship in the family. And they actually asked them to leave. And just thinking on a whim.
Well, Hagar is in the desert and feels like she's going to die. She's like, why have you put me out here to die? And she's praying. I guess I would say she's praying. And like you said briefly in the sermon, there wasn't a lot of time to get into it. But they're cared for and they have all of their needs met.
Yep.
But you're right. I don't think I could be wrong about this, so somebody could correct. I don't think we read about Hagar, Ishmael anymore, do we? They are credited with being the father of many nations and the whole Islamic nation, kind of spurs from that. But there is, so I feel like the promise that everything that God said to Abraham about Isaac, that was in the promise that he made, it could not be true for his descendant, for Ishmael. The things that, you can look back and see the things that happened with Ishmael, and it was a mirror image of what he had done for Isaac. Obviously, God's plan was for Isaac.
Right.
It's just a big picture of what happens when it's like misapplied blessings. So it caused a lot of trouble.
Yeah. For a generation, I mean, all the way, a lot of trouble.
But I feel for Hagar because she's a bystander in the story, so to speak. She's right to cry out in the desert and say, what have I done? I'm just out here, I did what I was told.
She did what she was told, which is all kinds of stuff for real, y'all. We could go really deep in that and unpack that. But the Lord cared for her. And again, and Kathy, thanks for sharing that. That's really sweet. Sometimes, Kathy, I get a little nervous because I go all over the place when I'm talking about the Bible or reading the Bible. But Shante and I have always had a desire to read it and teach it just as we're reading it and understanding it. But there is a lot with that because, sorry, the dog's jumping on the door. It's distracting me 3 times.
A little distracted.
Help me. Kathy, help me. But for I don't know what I was saying. Do you remember what I was saying?
You like to tell the story the Bible the way that we.
That's it.
Just not in a churchy way.
Just not in a church way.
I wasn't listening to what I was reading. But I think
probably. She was reading the Bible, though. That works out well.
Probably what he was saying is that our goal is to be able to make the Bible feel like part of our real life and not just part of church. Is that what you mean to say?
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. That is our goal. And I was just reading through here. It says, God's intervention saves Hagar and confirms to her that her son will become a great nation, echoing the promise given to Abraham in verse 13 of chapter 21. God heard the voice of the boy, is what verse 17 says.
Heard the voice of the boy. That's really sweet.
Although this passage avoids using his personal name Ishmael, which means God's hears. Although it was Ishmael's misbehavior that led to the expulsion of Abraham's household, God reaffirms his promise, I will make him into a great nation. And they were in the wilderness of Paran. So that's sort of just a few little notes that I have right here. But it is a sweet story that they were they were not main characters in this story at all. But God still lived up to the part of the promise because God made a promise to Abraham that your son will be the father of many nations. And so it's like God, he didn't have to hold up that end of the promise, but he still did. And if Abraham and Sarah had just held on, that would have simplified everything. But he didn't forget Hagar or Ishmael in the midst of that. And we know that he went on to live because he had descendants, and so they were taken care of in their time of need, even though they were the result of
choices that didn't
impatience
line up with
at best.
April, we have Sunday morning services. They're always on here, right? So you can always catch them online. But we also meet in the building at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. 9 o'clock,
identical
11 o'clock.
Services. So
everything's the same children's ministries and youth ministries. We also have we have a Wednesday night service. This Wednesday we are not having service, I know, but usually we have Wednesday night, and then we do this every Sunday night. So I enjoy the setup. We'd love to add a third service, just kind of hire some more folks. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a part.
Love is a strong word.
I don't say love.
Love's a strong word. I love that we
Let's
need
do
to
the
add
two.
A third service.
The balcony's completed. It's looking good. The youth room is ready to be streamed. We had a few people sitting in there today. But yeah,
I was going to go there today, but I felt like it was going to be a distraction.
I went up and sang a song in the balcony with the teens.
The teens look like the place to be up there. Whoever's in the balcony, is it better with the door?
100 times better. Eddie Smith, for real.
100
times better.
Wall and
Justin Fulton ran speakers up there, so sounds just like it does. It actually sounds really good upstairs.
Awesome.
Superimposed down.
I haven't been up there, but it was very full this morning, so
Very full once
I'm
again.
going to walk up there and be a distraction.
Yeah, but April, we'd love to have you anytime. We do, y'all. We read the scripture. Oh man, there it is. Tommy just sent me a text message that has the word shoddy in it, so I'm guessing it's going to be good. Not going to watch it now because I will get way too distracted. But no, we do love the scripture and love teaching it. I've enjoyed teaching through, the book of Genesis. I mean, at first I was kind of nervous because this is a longer series, and but it's been really neat, y'all. Every week, either me or Jonathan, our lead pastor down at the Lake Campus, Jonathan Dawson, phenomenal. But he or I will have somebody come up to us during the week that has heard one of these sermons or one of these stories and has said, I've never heard that story before. Really, really neat, to be able to teach through things that a lot of times I think if you grew up in church, if you were able to grow up in church, you might almost overlook some of those stories again. But man, there's a lot of life.
I feel
There's
like
a lot
I've
of life
learned
lessons
something
in these
new
things.
in each story. And I grew up in church hearing every single Sunday school lesson of my life. And there's still been things that I've learned every single story that I didn't know before. I didn't know that this mountain, Mount Moriah, was maybe
In the same mountain range.
the very same
Man,
range
my phone in here.
as, no, I don't think so. I think that's the kids are texting.
Terry Smiley has a picture of
I thought he
the
might. I thought he might
Jerusalem
have been.
Dome, like of downtown Jerusalem, from this
It's crazy.
likely mountain. And it's actually interesting. He said, and he would know more. I don't know if Terry's on here, but it's actually one of the most famous Islamic sites in the world. And they actually have built a dome. It's called the Dome of the Rock. This is the rock where Isaac was believed to have almost been sacrificed by Abraham.
Wow.
So it's really crazy. Like everybody thinks, man, what's up with the Middle East? It's because like 3 of the world's largest religions
Started
are
right
within
there.
like a 2-mile range. There's something quite significant about that land right there. So just really
Very
interesting,
cool.
really interesting. But yeah, we've had a good time with that. I want to say,
I was about to say, do you know what next Sunday's story?
I think it's Jacob and Esau. I'm pretty sure we're doing Jacob and Esau.
Because Isaac marries Rebecca, and
Marries
they have
Rebecca.
twins,
They have twins
Jacob and Esau.
who just don't get along. That's favoritism. Moms and dads have their own favorites and stuff.
Don't pick your favorites.
It doesn't
And if
end
you
well.
do, don't tell anybody.
Esau was a hairy guy. I get that one. He had red hair. Didn't have that.
One thing that my Bible recap lady has pointed out throughout the Old Testament is that there's always a theme that the oldest son rarely gets the blessing, but the younger son almost always is the one. I mean, I should say this, culturally, the firstborn gets the official blessing from the father. That's still true. But in Jacob and Esau was the second-born twin, and Jacob ends up being the one that carries on. He becomes Israel and has the 12 tribes of Israel are his 12 kids. So the second-born is actually the bloodline that the Israelites come from. But this is a theme in the Bible. Cain and Abel. Abel was the younger son. It's sort of like Jesus is the oldest, and he's giving up his benefit so that we can benefit, be part of the family of God. And so I didn't think of that. She
Whoever
said it.
wrote this stuff
I
down
just
was
thought,
legit.
man, I've never put that together before. But it's a pretty common thing. And then you get to the tribes of Israel. Even Joseph is near the bottom of the list of 12, and he's kind of the dominant one. Anyway, it's just an interesting thought.
That is good.
I've not thought of before, but
I like it. Thanks, guys. Hey, I want to give a shout out right before we get off. 2 other pastors in town. They've done this a few times. Pastors Derek and Carrie Reed. They have a church in Madison, and their church meets on the first, second, and fourth Sundays of the month. So on the third Sunday, sometimes they'll go to another church service, and they went to their home church today. But y'all, today they stopped in. We were there for a long time just with folks, and stopped in and said, we saw the doors open for you. We come in and say, hey. And he actually, at the end of it, I don't know, I said, Pastor, would you mind praying for me and for our church and for our team? And he prayed the most beautiful prayer over us today.
that's very sweet.
Just perfect timing of the Lord. So very, very thankful. So if you know Pastors Derek Reed or Miss Carrie or Pastor Reed, and good folks. We have some really, really good pastors and great churches in Morgan County, and very, very thankful for them and their willingness to do that
We're
today.
surrounded by a lot of good.
A lot of
churches.
good folks that love the Lord well. So we hope you have a great week, everyone. And if you are on winter break, hope you have a great winter break, Shantae.
Don't work, just rest. That's my advice.
I think she's gonna be doing that. I have a feeling.
That's the plan.
Good. We don't need to do anything. Look, just look at this room. We don't need anything here.
Don't embarrass me.
I'm not embarrassing. Our room is so
Guys,
clean behind
this
us.
room is a disaster. And if you came, I would not let anyone who's watching see it. But
Oh, send that to me, Jeremy. Sounds intriguing.
it may still be a disaster at the end of this week. I can't make any
What did you just say a
I
minute ago?
can't make
Don't
any-
work, just rest. I have a feeling
We're going to do some work.
No, we need to rest. Our family does
Don't
need
think
rest.
that,
It's
but
been a-
rest is important. And if you're
been a
on
busy,
a
busy few
well-deserved
weeks.
break, then you take
We're
a
very
break.
thankful for that
It's
chance.
okay.
So we hope you're able to get some rest this week as well. Even if it's not the whole week, like a public school teacher or kids, find moments of rest and remember who you are and what God's promise says about you. All right? We will be praying for you this evening and this week. If we can do anything for you, please let us know. Until then, we're going to feed some kids dinner and try to teach our youngest how to do a backflip.
We'll let you know. Keep you
Again,
posted.
Shauna's going to lead that one. So we'll talk to you soon, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Have a great week.
Love you.